Without security.
What do you call security? My security all in the street. I got in Texas from my house. I got in Texas from my house and key. I don't need security to go anywhere.
From the takeaway to the taxi, what are your plans for the commoners?
Well, I think the commoners will need to improve the living condition of the people.
Can you count on the
Now
shares?
that we are in power, when we were not in power, we saw all the lapses. You know, we saw that the country was not being run the right way. But now we are in power, we close our criminals. You know, I think it's wrong. Our people are suffering too much. Their building is an embarrassment to the people. I think in my mind, the incoming speaker will be able to order this building so we can be exposed to the Liberian people. This building is the Liberian problem. We are the problem of this country because we sit here, we only make budget for ourselves. Everything about this country is about ourselves. You know, there are a lot of criminals in the place. We are all criminals.
Do you think Ole would be the best thing for this?
Yeah, we need to be exposed. Look, when the horse is audited, the Liberian people will not allow us to come here anymore. Because the building, the stealing we have done in the building is more than what the whole country have done.
Today is another election to change the House of Representatives. Here you are fully attired in your rule of law suit. Do you think your team will win this election?
Well, I have come here as an individual to come and cash my vote for who? You want me to?
You gotta be a sack here, Olukorba.
I have come here as an individual. I don't trust other people. I trust myself, and I will make my vote public to the people. My commitment is the rule of law must be respected, and now we know that the rule of law is not being respected by Mr. Boakai. That have always disrespected the law. I have come here to vote for Chairman Belete. My vote is for Musa Hassan Belete. I made that commitment and my commitment stand. I did not sleep with them to the hotel because I'm an individual that don't believe in you putting me in cage. That means you don't trust me. I slept to my house, left my house, got in taxi to come here. If you think sleeping to the hotel maybe not to vote for him, to hell with him. I don't have to give him my vote. I have decided to give it to him. Well, the strength will determine, the strength will determine. Look, this building is a crooked building. You will make
and I want to thank the journalists for the coverage. It's important that independent journalists like you guys will come to provide a platform where the rest of the country, the rest of Liberians outside the world can know exactly what is happening at the legislature. And so on today, like you saw, Liberians in totality, what basically signal here is reconciliation and for the forward march of Liberia is what are basically hugging each other and so forth like that. And, and so it speaks more to us see a reconciled us, a unified us as we're back in section for the second quarter of the second section. So to see the work of the people of Liberia continues.
The progress being made after a huge number of impasse here at the grounds of the capital building. What are some of the things you look forward to seeing now since the hosts have united together over one speaker now?
Well, we look to see a unified host, like I said, and so it is now it behooves the speaker who being elected to be able to bring your colleagues together. And then that's the only way Liberia is going to move forward, because here at the legislature, no one person has a single a decision to take, but the plenary. And that's the reason why, for me being the spokesperson of the House of Representatives, I speak not for a particular lawmaker, but for plenary. And what plenary decides, what plenary says is what I communicate to the public. And so, yes, we want to congratulate all of the lawmakers, inclusive of the former speaker who did a magnanimous job by tendering his resignation. He was also part of the electoral process. He participated in the electoral process. We say thank you to him. We say thank you to Representative Musa Hassan Belete. He put out a good fight. He was basically pushing to say, look, let's respect the laws and let's see it that way. So we're grateful to see that the lawmakers now, it is now on the back of the lawmakers to be able to do the work they've been elected to do for their people. So now the speaker should be able to bring your colleagues together so we have a unified house. So we cannot have...
Before the honorable body, has there been any communications received by the honorable body declaring as vacancy in the House of Representatives?
Everything you plan?
Mr. Presiding Officer, Co-Presiding Officer, Honorable Ladies and Gentlemen. Yes, I do have a communication of resignation that creates the vacancy.
Honor, Presiding. Order. No, I said order.
The resignations.
Order.
Let me come back, Mr.
Mr. Presiding. Yeah, how about order?
Of the distinguished colleagues, with the exceptions of the resignation, is there any communications in your possession declaring
Information. No, I said order. No, I said order. Information. No, Presiding, I said order.
Information.
Therefore, I was
Information, Mr. Pizarri.
Information can't call information.
Co-Pizarri.
I said order.
When the clerk read our roster, the clerk called the name Samuel Koga. Mr. Pizarri, Samuel Koga, our honorable colleague from Nima County, has duly won the Nima County race in the Senate. Not just that, Mr. Pizarri. He has been certificated, which connotes that he's now a senator. Mr. Pizarri, co-Pizarri colleagues, the name Samuel Koga, whether be inducted or not, does not exist in the House of Representatives. And as such, he cannot be a representative and a senator at the same time. So, we need to ensure that our honorable colleague, if our honorable colleague is here as an observer, we will give him that due courtesy, but he's not a member of this House. Thank you, Mr. President.
Okay, parliamentary distinguished colleague, we will deal with the chief administrator and the chief clerk to give clarity to this proceeding. I'm coming on.
Yeah,
so, Madam Chief Clerk,
information.
Information denied. Madam Chief Clerk, please speak to the issue that has to do with Honorable Koga. Does he have the right to be in this chambers to participate as an honorable member? Having been certificated by the Honorable by the Elections Commission, pending induction in the Honorable Senate?
Mr. Presiding Officer.
What's the formality?
Mr. Co-Presiding Officer, honorable ladies and gentlemen, by the fact that Honorable Samuel G. Koga has been duly certificated.
Honorable Co-Presiding Officer, according to our record,
You will make commitment at the end of the day. Once only pass behind the corner, you will change your mind.
What is that something?
Money. This billing is an embarrassment. We come here today to come vote for people for money. I did not sleep in the hotel. They were paying $250 US for people to sleep in the hotel in one room.
Take the outcome of the industry.
Well, our black was sleeping in the our black bossmen who are paying the money with the LeBron board. Who are paying?
The LeBron people want to know.
Bossmen to sleep to Farmington and to sleep to whatever Palais Hotel is very expensive. So to make me to sleep there, I mean somebody paying for me. I will not take my cash money to go sleep to Boulevard Palais Hotel. For what?
I will ask you.
Just for one night. One night. What kind of food I will eat that I can't eat or I can't eat in the market?
What will be your prediction for this?
My prediction is my team will win the election.
What do you see the trend of the event?
So you can understand now that Rachel Kun was impersonating, right? He was.
That is the question I'm asking.
He was. He was. Look, this country.
Well, how do you see the trend of the event? We were here 7 months now on this Brickman Road. Today,
because Joseph Walker caused it.
you think so?
He caused the country to run the way we're running. Because he facilitated. Yes. If you are going to leave the people, leave us to solve our problem, not to facilitate the people. Giving an armed man to come here and brutalize. Joseph Walker is his own problem. When I talk, sometimes people say, oh, everything is Joseph Walker. But Joseph Walker run the affairs of this country. Everything that happened will be here liable for it. He brought people here. Joseph Walker brought people here to point the Capitol building down.
The issue of trouble.
Bossman, Joseph Walker ordered the director of police, the justice minister, Jeremiah Kun to point the Capitol building down. They bring the building.
The issue of
I am saying it. They were in charge. If you employ security, I'm coming. If you employ security to mind your car, your car is bust into. Who do you hold responsible for it? You're the security, right? So they were in charge. They came here and brutalized us. They came here and did a lot of things.
But
in the face of the police. In the face of the police, Representative Kun giving instruction to drain my car. Have you heard the police talking about it? Is it the kind of government we brought to chief? Where the police take my car?
I explained in the center of the speaker election, there are sources close to the president that says that
my Negro man cannot become a speaker for this country at this time.
But then the people around Joseph Boakai and Joseph Boakai will be very irresponsible and reckless. If the Muslim people, he used Kabina Janan to look, you know I will always vote for Chairman Belete. The day I will not vote for you, I will tell you and say Chairman Belete is very irresponsible and reckless. I can't vote for you. Look, I don't believe in tribal politics. Some of you people, your broad Joe, we are the power Joe, we are what the government was doing something, you never spoke. You got integrated more than me. I got integrated. I brought Joseph Boakai with my own money. And I've seen the lapses. And I'm discussing it. So you and myself, who should be discussing that? Look, the country need to change. The only way the country can change is when we come to power. Next year, I may declare my intention for the presidency. When we come to the power, in the presidency, to grab men like Joseph Boakai and carry him right on Broad Street in a box and getting 25. I think, what did the law say? What did you do? You know, we need to stop it. We can't bring up 85-year-old man that we thought we're going to change the country. He's more regular than even George here. That deception.
The former speaker on Spoon Event last evening talked about lawmakers receiving 50,000 and 30,000, including some of his members, that is the minority black members, some of them. Are you aware, and if yes, did you receive some?
Well, we are aware that people are receiving our money for development in our district. I wrote lists to do some project, some work in my district. People decided that we're not in the majority black, so we're not get it. I don't care. My man, my job is not to do projects.
Is it a majority black project? Is it a majority black money, or is it the national?
Mr. President, co-president, I'll be ready to vote if we consider the fact that under the business on Speaker's desk, there is an agenda item lifting a suspension. Mrs. Presiding, colleagues, to the movement, as we have already noted, there was nothing of a suspension, even indicative of the fact that you have started to pay police their salaries.
When they pay you and nothing.
Okay, so I announced it to you.
You say start that, you know English? You say start that, then you know
It's indicative of the fact, Mr. Presiding, the movement, that there is nothing for suspension, so it implies that this item should not be considered on the agenda.
Already.
Deputy Speaker, co-presiding, my brother my very good brother from Yukutan, I so reject.
Thank you.
I will throw everything away.
I like your suit. Well, guess what? I'm about 2 minutes to get off from where I'm about to go. Mavico is recognized.
Mr. Presiding, co-presiding, distinguished colleagues, to the movement, I will be ready to vote. The fact that a resignation of the Speaker has been recognized on our agenda is, Mr. Movement, please listen. I will be ready to vote. Luther, I'm speaking to the movement, Luther. I'll be ready to vote
today. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, and a pleasant welcome on today, the People's Program on this radio. The People's Program comes away Monday to Friday, and today is 05152025. Today is Thursday, and a pleasant welcome to all of you on this particular edition of the program. Many thanks all of you for joining us. Many thanks to all of you for joining us on today. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. you go on me.
Not the other, that's not remember.
Yeah.
I got it, you know, man.
Don't forget the geometry of the whole. It must be kept high on the agenda because it involves the majority and those that come with equity and must come with clean hands. A pleasant welcome today. I am your humble servant. I'm J. Nathaniel Va. I'm here today with Sir Kandu on this. You can follow us on YouTube, Cool, channel 2 on YouTube, Facebook, Cool, KOOL, and also on www.knewsonline.com. You can also follow us on 91.9 FM across megahertz, 91.9 megahertz across the country upon today. The Liberian government has established the Office of the War Economic Crimes Court for Liberia through an executive order on the 2nd of May 2024 and has kept on for a year now with a renewal. The court will investigate atrocity committed during the Liberian 14 years of war and will aim to hold responsible parties accountable for their crimes. Last year, on the 3rd of May, the Liberian Senate and House of Representatives endorsed a joint resolution in support of the mechanism for the court establishment. In line with a strong focus on accountability and social governance, the government has also established an asset recovery and property retrieval task force, the AREPT, to pursue allegations of illegal acquisitions of wealth and property while placing emphasis on transparency and accountability. According to the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, about 26.5% of officials across the 3 branches of government had fully met asset declaration compliance requirement. As a result, the President J. Joseph N. Boakai suspended over 300 people, public officials, with salaries cut pending declarations of their assets. Liberia economic expanded by 4.8, that is 4.8 to be precise, in 2024, driven by the mining service and agricultural recovery. The industrial sector expanded by 6.0%, driven by iron ore, gold mining, and construction, while services grew by 4.2%, boosted by finance, hospitality, trade, and transport. Agricultural output rose by 3.5%, up from 1 to 4%, reflecting higher rubber production. On the demand side, growth was driven by private consumption and increased gold and iron ore exports. Inflation eased in 2024 has resurfaced later in the year. Headlines inflations eased to about 8.4%, tight monetary policy, stability exchange rates, and lower food and fuel prices. The policy rate remained above inflation, holding at about 20% for most of the years before, dropping about 17% in the last quarter. The exchange rate depreciated by 8% of an average on an improvement from 12% in 2023. Persistent economic challenges, slow growth, high inflation, limited job opportunities, and inadequate social protection have significantly increased poverty. According to a report by 2022, the extreme poverty rate has climbed to 40.9%, up to 24.8% in 2019. However, more favorable economic conditions are easing inflations have helped reverse the trend, with poverty declining to 26.4% in 2024. These estimates are based on international poverty line of $2.15 per person per day in 2017 PPP, using a methodology that integrates both economic and drove into inflections. Current account deficit remains high at about 22.1% of GDP in 2024, though lower than 26.4% in 2023, reflecting a persistent growth between saving and investment. Good afternoon, it's a pleasant welcome. All of you bringing you events, tips, and happenings into our country, Liberia. Today is the 15th day of May, a day right after the National Unification Day was being celebrated in the country. In 495 BCE, on the Aventine Hill in Rome, the Temple of Rome god Mercury was dedicated in history. In 1886, the American poet Emily Dickinson, who recommended the singular brilliance of a star integrity of vision, died in Massachusetts today, the 15th of May, in 1886. Today, the 15th of May, in 1918, the first regular air mail route into the United States opened between New York City and Washington, D.C. In 1928, today, Walt Disley Mickey Moore made his debut with the premiere of a cartoon playing Chrissy. Today in history. The now shocking first when sailed to be a general public and American stores sold out in days. Today, the 15th of May, 1940, in history today. That same year in San Bernardino, California, Brother Maurice Mark and Richie McDonnell opened a drive-in restaurant that gave rise to the fast food chain McDonald's. In history today, 1940. 1969, May 15, the American lawyer George Albee Frostad became the first United States Supreme Court judge to resign on a threat of impeachment. Today in history. Today, 1972, while campaigning for the Democratic presidential nomination, Alabama Governor George Wallace was wounded and left permanently paralyzed below the waist in an assassination attempt today, the 15th of May in 1972. In 2003 today, the American singer and songwriter Joan Carter Cash, a leading figure in the country music, especially noted for her work with the Carter family and the Johnny Cash, died in Nashville today in 2003. Today's in History is a regular feature on our program where we bring you a flash of activities happening to history on a day-to-day or the year, century, or millennium basis for you. Today, the Edith Cresson appointment, the French premier, happened. On today in 1991, Edith Cresson of the Socialist Party became the first female premier of France, but she lost the office less than a year later because of rising unemployment and declining support from within. Well, I'm here today with Sakando on the spectacular edition